Hey guys, this is Bobo the Vulture, and it's time for more Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge. And I guess let's click anywhere to begin. Um, First of all, though, a correction slash apology. I'm not really sure. I think in a previous video I had mentioned that Mariana Wa'i was Rosie, and that I had been reminded of that by a viewer, Mistby, and it wasn't. I have like maybe this is currently my most popular series. I have a number of people that are leaving comments fairly regularly, which is nice and it's very reassuring and it's gratifying that happens. We've already looked at these, but you can go ahead and do this as I explain this whole introduction. But it was Eric Banks who was actually telling me that Mariana Wa'i was Rosie of 3 Minute Warning and the superhero in training. Oh, Lash LaRue. He was good, goodish wrestler and all, but of course the main thing that you can remember about Lash LaRue is that he had amazing mutton chops. All right, so hey, hey, ho, ho, get Romeo. So yeah, VCW. We're at 28% stuff. We were still making money last month, even after we put in managers and things. So I think we added a little bit of money to merchandising, to the bare minimum level of merchandising, and added something to advertising. We've increased our production values too, but that was the month before. There are no good new sponsors, as I recall, although I'll make a quick look. Yeah, only the sponsors that we've already passed by because we have better paying sponsors. So there you go. And I'll double check. I'm pretty sure we are satisfactory. Yeah. So if he thinks that having more experienced workers on the roster might benefit the company, which might be true, I guess, although if we had more experienced wrestlers. Oh, I would like to know more about um, Hydro. Does Hydro have any alter egos? Can't find any alter egos. Can I see a profile? Can't find a profile. Maybe Hydro's not in the game. Thought there was a guy named Hydro, who is nowadays better known as was wrestling as Black Machismo for a while, and then damn, now I'm forgetting his actual name, which is sort of going to start to bother me. Um, Anyways, we don't have any unhappy workers. Everybody's happy. So basically, we have staff for all of these things now, except we don't have a trainer for training camp, and we don't have a development territory, so we don't have a development territory booker. So, believe we have gone back and checked all the events to make sure that they are the appropriate time. I know that we did for January at least, so I'm just going to go ahead and move. Let's get rolling. Well, let's look at the feuds. Keep developing it. It's getting interesting. And Fast Eddie is starting to pull ahead in a lead, which is often how I book these things. It's fine. In the end, things will all work out. Let's go to the next day. And, ooh, so much new stuff going on in the new year. Whew. Lots of ratings. NWA TNA have fired people. Desire and Victoria and Kid Romeo. Oh, they're being switched to open contracts mostly. SWF. How did you get so much better than us, SWF? Your perception is at 31. Ours is only at 28. What are you doing? How did you manage it? Did they start above us? I can't even remember anymore. Let's look at the Extreme Mail. Yeah, so There are a lot of folks up there at the top that sort of end up getting traded back and forth a lot. Um, which I guess is unfortunate. Alan Funk. Interesting. I was only aware of Terry Funk. The Dean of Funk U. Alright. As long as none of our wrestlers are getting picked up, I am alright with the various bits of horse trading going on in the upper ranks. Because what that probably ends up meaning is things like people are breaking contracts, people are Canadian Golden Combat have signed independent worker Akiman to a written contract. Interestingly enough, earlier today I was actually watching while I had my brunch. Well, I slept in, so it was breakfast, lunch sort of thing. Having a piece of quiche and watched Terry Taylor do the job to Lord Steven Rigo, who had, I guess, just won or no, I guess he hadn't just won, but he was the reigning WCW television champion. This is a match on Saturday night, as called by Tony Schiavone and Jesse the Body Ventura. Terry Taylor goes for sports entertainment rather than pure wrestling. All right, Akiman will do. As much as I hate that it's happened, Akiman will do well in a league like that because he's got the charisma and he's got the talent. So let's look at his roster. How much has he specifically stolen from us? Just Akiman. Well, all right. Diamond Dust Wrestling. They hire a lot of brawlers. I don't think they will have taken a whole lot of our guys, but I could be wrong. I forget. We never actually hired Johnny C in this universe, did he? Johnny C is a guy I know that I will pick up often when I'm running these sorts of. Oh, Xavier. That's the guy I was thinking of. But man, look at all these dudes. Oh no, there's Hydro. I guess it's case sensitive. Alright, good to know. Case sensitive. That makes it kind of difficult. Or maybe I was thinking of Xavier. I just tried to Control A to select all there and it didn't work. Xavier. Any alter egos? Goes by John Xavier. Can I see a profile? Uses the X Buster. Alright, what about Hydro? Jay Lethal. That's Jay Lethal. Yeah. Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. Um, I don't think he was Black Machismo for a long time. That was a pretty memorable thing that he was doing at the time. Um, he just came out and did an impersonation of Randy Savage. All right, we have 17 workers on the roster. We don't need any more. Might do us to have a few more on open contract just because we don't have to pay them, so what does it matter? Steel. Although, as you can see, I mean, guys, they do have morale, and while our guys have pretty much all been pretty happy, um, the more and more you pass guys up for show appearances, the angrier they start to get. I don't know if it works exactly the same when people are on open contract versus on written contract, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. There's a lot of Diamond Dust Wrestling just released Chance Profit. WWE have fired Johnny Grunge. No word on Flyboy Rocco Rock. JT Lightning, Tony Givens, Louis Moxie. TNA fired Bradshaw. Abenai, Anthony Durante. Kirk Lauderdale, J.J. Johnson, Mason Cage, Ulf Herman, the 7-foot German. Travis T-Money, Kitty, and Chance Profit. Well, I'm interested in, wait, no, not other promotions. Other workers. I'm interested in just looking up. I'm just kind of curious about what they say about Bradshaw. They do not list him as having a very high level of charisma, and they do not list him as being very skilled overall. View his worker relationships. He is friends with Triple H and The Undertaker, and friends with cheerleader Melissa. Interesting. If he actually is really close friends with Triple H and The Undertaker, that would explain why he has a job in the WWE. But he also is he's an amusing guy enough guy on the mic. He does not have the announcer checkbox here, which is what he does now as for a living. So I know he doesn't think our promotion's big enough for him. I was just kind of curious. 75 grand is what he would have asked. And Cade Seidel. Yeah, see, here's a guy that's really talented. He has the Fonzie factor. He's well liked and respected. Yeah, he wants just a little bit too much money for us to be able to tie him into a contract, though. So, unfortunately. Now, I wanted to look up Chance Profit. Yeah, he's a good brawler. He's a good all-rounder, but he's just particularly strong in his brawling. So if he needed a good brawler, he'd be a good guy to do it. The profit motive. Only wants 12 grand in appearance, so Camera. She's well liked and respected. She would work for 5 grand as a heel manager. She's not very charismatic though for being wow, look at this guy. He's been criticized for being lazy in the ring. Unfortunately, that's a difficult one to deal with. He would want to be a main event face for 10 grand. There are a lot of pretty talented guys down here in the bottom. Oh, Bryan Danielson. Yes. Yes. No. All right. So can't deal with him. Oh, I should. Hang on a minute. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I am going to try and look up. I keep getting told. I happen to have my community page open on a different machine that's near where I am. I wanted to see whether or not I can. Oh, yeah. A fellow named Mr. Leedles had left a comment earlier asking me to look up Aaron Stevens, who I guess now wrestles as Mizdow or Damien Sandow. I forget if he's back to being Damien Sandow or if he's still Mizdow. Aaron Stevens? He's unemployed right now. He's pretty average. He uses the downer as a finisher. He's well liked and respected. Sorry. I mean, if his stats did change with time to sort of reflect the talent that he is now, that would be one thing. I don't necessarily know that the game has that sort of prescience. But right now, he's not really a great value proposition. He has middling charisma, speed, and technical skills, and is kind of a cruddy brawler. He doesn't have anything that really stands out. All right. Abenai has a contract. Kid Romeo has a new contract. Williams. Josh Wilcox. Now that he's at a national level promotion, I get the feeling Akuman is going to end up being on those lists, one of those lists of great wrestlers, the top 100 at the end of the year, something like that. He's going to be considered a rookie sensation, even though he's been wrestling with us for the past 2 years, year and a half. Anthony Durante. Cha-cha-cha. Desire as a contract. Anthony Durante as a contract. Cha-cha-cha. Jimmy Durante, folks, was an entertainer from back in the 40s and later, but was in a lot of the old cartoons. A lot of the old Warner Brothers cartoons and the like would have his most prominent feature is that he had a large nose, and so he's a comedian, and NWAW have risen to global level. Harder Nail. WLW's fucking up show apparently was attended by 635 people. I wonder if it's just endless blown spots. Adrenaline rush. Bruce Hart has a new written contract. Victoria, Kelly Andrews, Stevie Mills. All right. And a bunch of television updates and stuff. Yeah, so I happen to have my comments up here and note that there were some things that I could respond to. If in future videos you end up not seeing those immediate responses, apologies. I do these in, sporadically here and there when I can. I'm gonna probably try and do a few today if I can, just because I have the day off. It'd be nice to be able to get some in the bank, because you can't always um, just set yourself up to record these things. Mac Guitar Murphy. Oh, wait. Out of curiosity, I'm kind of just wanted to see. Oh, okay. Bradshaw's at FLI now. All right. Good for him, I suppose. David Schultz. And, yeah. Record these when you can. It's not, we all have jobs and things that we have to actually do to make money, and this is not the thing that does that, so I do it when I'm able. And whenever I'm in, and I mean, if I want to get some of this stuff going, I don't want to let this series sort of dangle out on a vine or anything, because right now it is the most popular thing on my channel, and I enjoy doing it. Dragon Age was doing pretty well, but then we had some time. We got busy, and we couldn't really find. We didn't really end up getting around to recording some episodes, so there was a period where it just sort of there was a gap, and it seems like people have not really hopped back on immediately. So that's unfortunate, but still, the game's fun, and we were playing through it as a way to tide ourselves over until playing through the Dragon Age series until Dragon Age 3 gets cheap. Yeah, it's alright. I haven't done any booking yet. So let's look at the event history. Um, so obviously we're going to do something with Gerald Clark and Jeremy V. No concerns about possibly repeating that match. It was an okay show. Jafar did not get a whole lot of heat on his interview there. Whew, sorry about that, everybody. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a match. It's going to be a one-on-one match. Well, wait, is it one-on-one versus one? I don't know. Okay, one-on-one. This is going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be a singles match. Sorry. It is going to be Fast Eddie versus Jeremy V. And there is not going to be a title on the line. The winner will be Fast Eddie. There is going to be a run-in by Bruce Sanchez, and it will be Fast Eddie winning because his manager came out to help. The aftermath is going to involve a run-in by Miss Tennille. Alright, so he runs away, runs off, gets revenge, 2-on-1 on Jeremy V. Bruce Sanchez continues assault. It's going to be a run-in for a failed save attempt. Because, I mean, she's a manager. She can't really get it done. She's I mean, rightly or wrongly, however you want to feel about it, these guys, they don't, if I put in a match here, like if I had Miss Tennille have a match against Bruce Sanchez, the manager versus manager match to help further this feud, Bruce Sanchez would refuse to lose to a woman. Um, rightly or wrongly, that is how it would go. So, all right, we're now going to have two managers that we are booking in here. So, this might get to be costly. Single worker with manager. It's going to be Bruce Sanchez with Fast Eddie. They're going to be targeting Jeremy V. And the purpose will be to continue the feud. I like to start things off that way. It's apparently a thing that, more or less always happens with Raw right now, is the show ends up starting with a promo by whoever the bad guy involved in the top level feud is. Which, I mean, I get. It's a formula, it works. So let's see, who has what for their morale right now? Is anybody feeling down? Bruce Sanchez is not super excited. El Machito's not super excited. Chris Sprules is doing okay. So the managers are apparently somewhat unhappy. Tommy Chill seems to be really upset for some reason. Tommy Chill needs to chill, as it turns out. Alright, Tommy Chill. Let's find you a good brawler to have a match with here. How about Chris Sprules? Would that make you feel a little bit better, Tommy Chill? Both of these guys are really good on the mic. Tell you what, let's see whether or not we can give Tommy Chill the win here. I don't know whether Chris Sprules is going to be amenable to it, but it'd be nice to give Tommy Chill a win here. Because he's a good performer. They're both good performers. None. Can we give it to Tommy Chill? We can. Chris Sprules is going to be a sport. Tommy Chill will cheat. Because he's a bad guy. Nothing. I don't need to get too wrapped up in how to deal with this. We're going to put on a good match. That's going to be the point here. So there you go, Tommy Chill. Giving you a match, giving you a win. Hopefully you will appreciate this. You will enjoy it. Who else do we want to put into a match? Palm Beach Boy John hasn't done anything in a little while. Hmm. El Majito. El Majito and Palm Beach Boy John would not have a very good match. Probably. Suppose I shouldn't judge too harshly. Let's continue Jafar on his run of jobs. Well, we could. We could actually give somebody who hasn't had a match in a little while a go. That might be a better thing to do. Palm Beach Boy John, who is okay. He's not great. He's okay. Let's see. Who are our least charismatic guys right now? Probably Fast Eddie and Jeremy V. Yep. Well, Jarrell Clark also kind of sucks in terms of his mic work. And Little Nate. All right. I know I spend a lot of time doing this sort of thing. Actually, let's put Steve Stone in a match with Palm Beach Boy John. See how the two of them do. Have I already done that? I might have, and it turned out they did really well. No. Let's get Palm Beach Boy John and Steve Stone into a match. Book match. 1 versus 1. Single match. Palm Beach Boy John. There you are. Versus old Steve Stone. There's no title in particular. Let's give it to Steve Stone. Steve Stone finishes clean. And there is no aftermath. We're just trying to put on a match here, folks. And we're trying to put on a good match. So, how's that? Yeah, now who do we want to wrestle El Machito here? Who do we have in terms of our heelish ranks? We could put Jarrell Clark in a match with him. That wouldn't be bad. How over is Jarrell Clark? 42. Did I just have El Machito and Jarrell Clark have a match? I can't remember. Let's have El Machito and Jarrell Clark have a match here. 1 versus 1, a single match will be Why did this just stop? Alright, Jarrell Clark versus El Machito. Oh, El Machito is on tour right now. Dang it. There goes that planning. Jeez, I wanted to find a nice good guy to have a nice win somewhere here. Let's look at the quick roster here. Okay, I'm gonna do Lil Nate. Ah, yeah, let's put Lil Nate in a match. There you go. Lil Nate. Let's have you have a match with Jafar. I bet you would put on a decent match with Jafar. You're going to defeat Jafar. Because for right now, you are Jabba to the Stars. Although you're not facing stars right now. Jafar versus Lil Nate. Lil Nate. Also on tour right now. Damn it. Remove workers who are currently available. Wow. So yeah, pretty much all of our faces are on tour in Japan right now. We got GQ Smooth, Jeremy V, Chris Rules. So Chris Rules and Jeremy V and Steve Stone are already having matches. Chris Rules, Jeremy V, Steve Stone. So yeah, the only one we've got left is GQ Smooth. GQ Smooth needs to have a match. I was worried about pushing GQ Smooth too much, but whatever. GQ Smooth, you are going to defeat Jafar. Match 1-on-1, single match. Jafar versus GQ Smooth. Select title none. Our winner will be GQ Smooth. GQ Smooth is going to do the job clean. And afterwards, Jafar is going to run away. Because he's such a coward. He's so terrible. Let's put on a good match here, guys. Now, with all that done, we do have a lot of very charismatic people here to do some promos. So let's start things off with, let's see. Steve Stone, not one of our charismatic stars, that is going to be able to go out there and get the crowd hyped up. Let's see here. Right, El Majito's not available. Let's see. GQ Smooth could. Jafar could. Let's have Chris Sproul start the show by, let's see, is he the most over guy to do it? He's not the most over guy to do it, but he could do it. Let's have Chris Sproul go out there and talk about the match he's about to have with Tommy Chill. Interview, single worker. It's going to be Chris Sproul. He is going to be targeting TC. And the purpose is to hype their upcoming match. So, how good is Steve Stone on the mic? Steve Stone's not good on the mic. It's alright, Palm Beach Boy John is going to come out here and verbally attack him anyway. Interview, single worker, Palm Beach Boy John. He's wrestling Steve Stone, right? Did I mess that up already? Nope, that is exactly what's going to happen. Now then, let's give GQ Smooth the interview here. Actually, no, hang on. How charismatic is he? He's pretty charismatic. He's not as charismatic as Jafar, but I'm still angling against giving Jafar lots and lots of crowd time. Let's see. Let's see. Tommy Chill. He's pretty good on the mic, if I remember right. Yeah. As was Chris Sproul. Chris Sproul's really good on the mic. Tell you what. Instead of hyping their match, let's use this segment to introduce the concept that Jeremy V has a manager. Now, there are ways to do this using quote-unquote angles if you have the writers to do that. But right now, we're just doing Miss Tennille talking to Jeremy V. They're talking about Fast Eddie. And the purpose is to continue their feud. We're done with that segment. Now, let's see. Now, which was it? Was it Tommy Chill or Chris Sprules that we decided was the most charismatic man ever? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Chris Sprules. So let's let Chris Sprules come in here and just do an interview where he just talks. Chris Sprules. Nobody in particular. He's just talking some nonsense. Actually, never select a none there. You will confuse the fans because you will literally have basically sent a wrestler out there with no direction, and they'll just like fill, I guess, and just talk about nothing, and it won't be entertaining. This seems like it would be a good show. Let's go ahead and start it. He wanted to rip into Tommy Chill. It's not a great overall rating, and the road agent doesn't say anything about any overness gained. Bruce Sanchez gained overness from this segment, although it wasn't that great a segment, was it? Are we being held to a higher standard now? Is that what's going on? Tommy Chill gained overness from this match, even though the crowd wasn't into it. It was pretty good quality, though. Palm Beach Boy John gained overness from his segment, which has been so far the best of our show. Then he had a match with Steve Stone, which was not as good. Crowd was reasonably interested, though. That's not bad. Miss Tenille gained overness from this segment, and it was a pretty good segment, too. I guess maybe it was the excitement, like, a girl! That's the first time that's actually happened in our Fed. Jafar and GQ Smooth put on a decent match here. The crowd didn't care, but the overall rating, above average. Chris Sprules gained overness from this segment. Good. I feel like if he gets enough overness, he'll be in great shape. 89% match again. The crowd was still only mildly into it. I just need to figure out how to get these crowds warmer. Maybe I should start doing those special events at the tops of these shows where you can have a concert or something like that. Fast Eddie. Let's see. Fast Eddie turns, attacks Jeremy from behind. Fast Eddie has Jeremy V. Bruce Sanchez is climbed up on the apron. Jeremy V turns and falls for the distraction. Fast Eddie attacks Jeremy the from behind. Fast Eddie has him down on the canvas and is ascending the corner off the top. Moonsault. Eddie and Sanchez are putting the boots to Jeremy V. Mr. Dio comes running down the aisle with a chair. She slides in, sending Eddie and Sanchez running for cover. Mr. Neal bends down to help Jeremy V back up. Wait, Fast Eddie slides back in and attacks. Mr. Neal fights back, but then is jumped by Sanchez as well. Both Tenille and Jeremy V are subjected to a beatdown, leaving them down and out on the canvas. That's exciting, right? We have women getting beaten up. Oh boy, that's not good, folks. Jafar and GQ Smooth do have good chemistry in the ring and it added a lot to the match. Well, okay. Joe Factor was attended by 31 people. What the heck happened? Did I forget to make it a big show? Well, was it not a big show? Well, I wonder the crowd wasn't as into it. Oh yeah, shit, that was a small show. Well, that's important to change, isn't it? There are no more small shows, folks, only small wrestlers. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make sure. I think I already did change these to the appropriate Saturdays. Alright. Fisticuff Royale is the last Saturday of April. Midday Riot around. So yeah, that's appropriate. Saturday, the 24th of June. Oh my gosh, my birthday. ID 4. Also, it's already the 29th of July. That's good. The Fall Brawl is the 30th of September. All right, these all seem to, well, whatever. I always forget. Oh, this is now a Tuesday, so let's do it this Saturday. How's that? The Cornucopia of Violence. We do want that to be Saturday, the 25th of November. And Christmas Carnage, as ever, we want to be Saturday, the 30th. Yeah, in between. So, let me look at the event history real quick. GQ, Smooth, and Jafar did have good chemistry in the ring. And it is about time to start thinking about what our next big feud is going to be. Because I get the feeling this one is near its peak, if it's not overdone. Nope, we need to keep developing the feud. Usually if you've got like 12 chapters in a feud taken care of, then you're pretty much, you've done enough. All right, let's go to the next event here. Let's go to the next day. Fist of Rage. All right. Actually, let me ask Sophie. Large and pay-per-view events are still out of reach. All right. That's her way of saying medium. Please stick with mediums. All right, so Raw, ROH, MLW okay, so a bunch of events happened. Let's move on to a new and exciting month. So much stuff happened. 0-1 have announced this year's roster of touring workers. Jinsei Shinsaki has been signed to a written contract. Jerry Saggs retired. El Magito, Axel Law, Chris Spruill's done. Fast Eddie, they all want more money. Steve Michael Payton has left the staff of PC Top, PC Top. Tony Schiavone has left the staff of TT Top, TT Top. Vivian Barbecue has left the staff of FLI. Rocks Press has ended their thing. They've ended their thing. We made $24,000 off of merchandise this month. So we turned a profit from our merchandise. Important to note. We spent $20,000 on it, and we made $24,000 off of it. So it is earning us money. We're making money every month. This is great. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We did not gain we did not gain in public image last month. Because the industry is coming down. So, what were our finances last month? Still made 130,000 or so. Tell you what, let's go back into the sponsor territory. Let's view interested sponsors. They're the same sponsors. Okay. Let's look at our existing sponsors. How much time is left on any of these contracts? We really want to make sure that we're still popular enough in 2 months to keep Fraley and Chris around. We're still making $130,000 in profit. each month, even though our worker costs have gone up because we had 2 more people out there than we ordinarily would. Our staff costs have remained the same. Production costs, shit, that's because we ran a small show. No one, well, okay. That's not so bad then. We ran a smaller show, which meant that our production costs were lower. So we've made even more profit, though, interestingly, because I guess ticket sales are so much little. We actually made more in merchandise sales than we make in tickets. So maybe it's not as great a need to panic as I thought. However, I am still going to put some more money into advertising. Going to raise our advertising level to 4. Going to add another $20,000 worth of advertising per month. Let's make that change. How much would it cost to open a training camp? New facilities will cost an initial $100,000. Well, we don't need to do it right now then. It might be something to look into in the future though. Let's go back. Oh, wow. That's kind of scary. So, yeah, they're not doing anything of ours. The Predator, Big Pro Wrestling, Michinoku Pro, New Japan. They do not have any of our guys. Pro Wrestling Noah. Lil Nate is wrestling with Pro Wrestling Noah, as is El Majito. So that's where those guys are off to. Vader and Wenzel. All right, so there you go. Wow. All right, so I got real nervous there when our public image went down. Still kind of nervous because it might be a grim vision of things to come, but hopefully it's just because we had a small show and people were expecting a big one. I guess we'll find out next month. Until then, though, this is Bobo the Vulture. This has been Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.